All right, we're live. Believe it or not.
There we go. Yeah.
I think people can hear us. I don't know. Hopefully. Yeah, good. Simon, how are you, my friend? Good to see you again.
I am very good.
good.
It's great to see you again as well. I mean, it has been a while, hasn't it?
Did we see each other since the virus?
I think so. Yeah. I'm sure you were you at Dev Nexus?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah.
Surely. Okay, good.
Nexus, yeah.
Some people I haven't seen since the damn virus, right?
I know. Yeah, because I just saw some of the people on the Oracle stand, and it was like, Dr. Deprecator was there, and I haven't seen him in Stuart. Yeah, I haven't seen him in like 4 years.
Which is weird because you all used to work together, and now it's like, oh, but granted, you are across.
That's true.
He's on the other side of the continent and across an ocean from you, that's a bit of a schlep.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
But the virus definitely made things feel large that necessarily weren't. Like they didn't need to be. It's just that virus kept us apart. It made everything feel big again.
It certainly did.
When planes made it feel small, So anyway, I'm just glad to see you. So we're at Devoxx.
We are.
Which is a hell of a place.
20th anniversary edition.
And by the way, you know what else we're celebrating 20 years of this year? Spring.
Ooh.
Spring framework.
All right.
Early access builds started coming out in 2003. So I can trace back I know where I was roughly when the first job offer was going on.
Right.
Like I wasn't here.
No.
But
I didn't come to the first job offer list. I was trying to work out when I first came. I think it was 2005 was the first time I came, and I think it was still job offer list at that point.
Wow.
And then it changed to being Devoxx.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure I came to one of the job offers.
The whole kerfuffle around the use of the word
Java.
Yeah.
It's trademark infringement and all that good stuff.
Yeah, they made a lot of friends with that stuff.
Yeah.
With that.
Well, to be fair, Sun started it. I love Sun, but they did start the it's our brand, it's our trademark.
No, I know. It's yeah. No, I'm saying Sun made a lot of friends with that.
Right. Oh yes,
I
see what you mean.
Yes. Yeah, that line of inquisition. But that's okay. I was thinking about that actually. So I saw you. It's good to see you again. But I also saw our old friend Alexis Mushkin.
Yes,
another one of those.
I haven't seen him since before COVID.
Yeah, BC, before COVID. Yeah, BC. Clearly, that's what that denomination means. But again, it just feels so as good as it is to see you and Alexis and all this. I was thinking it's 2023, but it could be 2013. It could have been 2003.
Yes,
I think all of us would have been certainly 2013 anyway. I know I knew all of you then by that point, right?
It is quite scary, isn't it?
Yeah, my hair's thinning. Some of us are graying.
Yeah,
I've gotten a little bit more rotund.
So I was trying to work out because let's see, it's 2001, so 20. I've been doing this for nearly a quarter of a century.
Yeah, jeez. You mean so? I've been working since 2002.
Right.
So
yeah.
Not a quarter of a century, but
so I joined Sun Microsystems in February 1996. And that makes me feel old because that wasn't even my first job.
Wow.
It wasn't even my second job. So it's like,
wow, to be at Sun at that time would have been, I think, a rare.
I joined in the same week, within a week or so of when JDK 1.0 was released. So I didn't join like when they came out with the announcement, which was May 1995.
Right.
But I joined February 96, which was when they actually released the first official JDK. And I didn't join to do Java. I joined to do Solaris.
Right, which is also an amazing piece of kit.
It was, yep. But the thing was, I pretty quickly realized that Java was going to be this kind of exciting thing that might have some distance in it, and I should get into this.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, that's it. And so I think it was 1997 was the first Java presentation I did.
Wow.
And I still got the presentation. It's really silly.
Was it a PowerPoint or what?
Yeah, it's PowerPoint.
Oh, the nice thing is you can open those docs forever.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's actually kind of interesting. I mean, how do you here we are now. You had green threads in Java 1, and now we have green threads again in Java 20.
We don't. No, see, this is one of those things that you have to understand, because a lot of people go, oh, well, your virtual threads, aren't they like green threads?
Right.
Not quite.
Well, you know what I mean.
I know, but it's an important distinction to make, because if you look at green threads came about because certain operating systems, mention no names, but Windows 95.
Yeah.
Didn't have threading built into the operating system. Hard to believe in this day and age that there was an operating system that didn't do threading.
Right.
And so Java, being write once, run anywhere, has threads built into it from the very beginning.
Right.
You create a new thread, and you need to be able to execute that as a separate thread. So what they said was, okay, well, rather than us trying to figure out how Windows and Microsoft would do this, let's put a layer in the JVM that does threads in the JVM. So that's green threads. But the thing is, it's a many-to-one mapping because you've only got one thread at the operating system level.
Right.
So it had to do
The scheduling.
the schedule. Yeah. See, that's the key point. It has to do scheduling and preemption.
Right.
Now, with virtual threads, what you've got is a many-to-many mapping,
Right.
but it's not. There's no preemption in virtual threads. And that's
Besides what you do with yield and things like that.
yeah, but that's not preemption.
Okay.
That's yielding.
Okay.
Yielding and preemption, very different things.
Okay.
So you can yield a thread.
You're saying so preemption is something else is asking me to yield?
Yes, yes. So
doing
the
it?
preemption is all about when you have time sharing operating system.
Right.
I did Solaris.
Yeah.
In fact, I did Unix before that.
Right.
Yeah. So preemption is all about a time sharing operating system where you get a quanta of time
Right.
allocated to your thread. When that quanta expires, you get preempted by the scheduler, and another process gets scheduled. So there's quite a significant thing. You see that having preemption and a time sharing scheduler means that there's fairness in the threads. With virtual threads, they're very good, but there's no fairness.
Right.
If you hold that thread, if you pin it on a
Synchronized
platform thread,
yeah.
A couple of ways you can pin it. Then just by doing CPU, anything that's CPU intensive, then you get pinned. Nobody's going to preempt you, so it's just something to be aware of.
Fair enough. But either way, there was a runtime in Java,
yes,
written by the Java JDK folks,
yes,
that managed threads, and there was a 1 to n,
yes,
right? And now there's n to n, m.
N to m, yes. Yep.
But for a long time, it's just 1 to 1.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
So
yes.
we actually had multiple arity mappings of Java threads to carrier threads.
Yes, exactly.
Back then, and we have it now, kinda. But
you can do that with platform threads. So platform threads are the mapping to the operating system.
Right. Yeah. So that was the default implementation for. I don't know when they tore it out. I guess it was before 1.2.
Yes, I don't even know when they dropped green threads. A little bit later than that, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
But you'd have to go back and have a look.
We should get Remy to do that keynote from a few years ago at Java 1, where he looked at all the old. He brought back, he resuscitated and ran in a virtual machine for old versions of Windows.
I've done this recently. Right. I was doing some stuff around this, and I tried to get stuff running. I tried to get code running from JDK 1.2 or JDK 21.
Yeah,
and it will actually run.
Of course,
you can't go back. So JDK 0 and JDK 1.0 and 1.1, there were a couple of changes in the class file format.
Right.
Some applications will run, but some won't. Okay. And the thing was that the only ones I could find that were already compiled were applets. Yeah. And it was like, but applets aren't supported beyond JDK 11. So.
Yeah. So awkward. Well, yeah, I mean, it's truly a phenomenal, because again, almost 28 years. 28 years we're talking about here, people. Think about what happened 28 years ago. I reckon a lot of people in the audience are just 28 years. I remember 28 years ago, I was not working. Let's put it that way. I was definitely in school.
28 years ago, I was 30.
Yeah. Oh, dear. But no, 28 years is a long time. Yeah, that was before. So that was in the first Bill Clinton administration in the United States.
Right. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That was before 9/11.
Yeah, way before.
That was way before 9/11. That was before cars that you could talk to.
Mm-hmm.
That was before the iPhone. It was
before the iPhone. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So
mobile bands as a thing.
Yeah, so mobile phones were a thing at that time. Yeah, but not like smartphones.
No, certainly not smartphones. It was before J2ME.
Yeah. In fact, even laptops. You think about what a laptop was like in 1995. Yeah, brick.
My mom had one. She brought home this brick. Yeah. And it was a 10-inch screen, 9-inch screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say 10-inch screen. Yeah. It was more like an iPad. But
it was a miracle. Yeah. Little. This is back when IBM made ThinkPads. Yeah. They had nipples. The little ThinkPads, but that wasn't Lenovo. That was still IBM back then. Yeah. That's another thing. Like IBM made laptops. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Before the Lenovo.
Yeah. Lenovo got acquired. Aren't they a Chinese company? I could be wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. So Lenovo, and they make great. The Lenovo ThinkPads are fabulous.
Oh yeah, they're very rugged. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that heritage owes from the IBM days. That was when IBM compatible PC meant something. Like it was like a thing that we wanted to have it labeled on our machines. It's just an incredibly long time. So the idea that I can write code, I could have written code, then compiled it, and now just take the same compiled jars and run it today, unchanged basically. Oh, that's
The
freaking amazing.
funniest thing is that actually when you do something like this, and I took the Dancing Duke applet
The applet,
and I run it on, I think it was because JDK 8 still had the applet viewer,
right.
and I ran it on there. And the funniest thing about that was that you put it on the screen, and it's this tiny thing because of course the resolution.
The DPI.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing is applets. I mean, there was a web browser. Do you remember the old hotspot, hot
hot Java.
hot Java web
Yep.
browser
Yep.
written in Java as
Yeah,
an app?
because of course everything was Netscape at that time,
Of
and
course.
what was it? Mosaic.
Mosaic. Yeah.
Mosaic. Yeah, no, that's really going back. Some
AOL. I mean, again, Windows 95.
AOL.
Yeah.
Do you know that was the funniest thing when just recently?
Yep.
I was flying with United.
Yes, as one does.
And so I went to
Survived. Okay.
I survived, yeah. So I went to do my check-in
Yeah.
on United, and it goes your email address. So I typed in esritter@azul.com, and underneath it said, "Did you mean esritter@aol.com?"
Oh,
I'm like,
no. What is that?
no, I did not.
No. Definitely not.
Who used it? Does anybody still use it? It still exists. So it's come back?
Even the CDs I used as toasters,
Yeah.
as coasters,
Yeah.
I've long since disappeared. So long time, crazy long time, and you were there.
Yeah,
You were part of Sun.
at the beginning. Yeah.
I loved Solaris.
Yes.
Actually, it's funny. I forgot it. I didn't know that about you, or maybe I did and I forgot. Solaris is like, so again, Linux is a known quantity today, but in the 90s and the early 2000s, if you wanted to make sure that thing ran and ran well, it was on
Solaris.
Unix, and dollars to donuts, it was gonna be on
Yep.
Solaris.
Yep.
Right. I would never use a AIX or any of that stuff. Like Solaris is where it was, and it was a two-part thing. Sun made Solaris, which was a Unix, but they also made the Spark
That's right. Yes.
machines, and those things were bulletproof.
Yes.
Rocks. I swear, I'll never forget going into a data center and ripping RAM out of a running machine, and it just kind of like went, what?
Okay. Yeah, we'll just redirect to
Fine,
yeah.
and like,
hot swap. You can literally hot swap power supplies.
while the thing is running.
Yeah.
Just the most insanely bulletproof, rugged enterprise
It had
machine.
power supplies, especially like the E10Ks. They had redundant power supplies. You could hot swap a power supply while the machine was running.
So you give that, and plus Solaris, which is a bulletproof. I mean, they had zones before we had Docker and
Yeah.
and all that.
Yep.
There was
exactly.
Solaris,
D-Trace.
Oh, D-Trace is a magic trick. We still don't have that kind of observability in Linux.
Nope.
Not even close. And then we have eBPF, which is kind of approaching that, I guess.
Yep.
But that's in Cilium and all this kind of stuff. But that's all relatively last like 10 years.
Yeah.
But that was in Solaris. I mean, D-Trace was in the 20s, 2000s, but still, just sorcery, just an amazing, amazing operating system. So, and then to pair that with Java. Oh.
That was the thing about Sun. Sun was this company that came up with so many cool technologies.
Yeah.
And they just didn't monetize it.
I mean, to be fair, not all of it was, not all that glitters is gold. There was motif.
Oh yeah. There were plenty of things that didn't quite work out, the way that they wanted them to.
Right.
I'm trying to think. There was Project Rave. There was some of the tooling that they did was a little less than brilliant.
I was talking to Alexis earlier. We were talking about the Java desktop system.
Oh yes, JDS. Oh yes.
I missed that. And then when the stock jigger got changed.
Yeah.
Also
Java.
Yeah, which is great. And
that was like we are really desperate now. So what can we do?
But so from the outside, it looked like, look, we're all in on this Java technology, and I don't know any other publicly traded company that changed like Microsoft hasn't changed their name to C#
right
or stock jigger.
No.
That's a huge endorsement. Like it's a big deal. Like the world has to know Java exists.
I remember back it would be about 1998, 1999, because this was when app servers were kind of really taking off because enterprise Java came out, and obviously there was I think there was WebLogic at that time because it was BEA WebLogic before Oracle acquired it.
Yep. Oh, BEA, another
from IBM, and then Sun had an app server. Yes, except we had 3 different app servers. So there was Net Dynamics, there was the Sun app server, and then there was another one as well, which I can't even remember the name of. But I remember
Glassfish,
actually. Probably, yeah. Glassfish, yes.
Yeah,
you're right.
I'm not sure if that was there then, though.
Yeah, because they open sourced it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just remember that, I think it was like Net Dynamics 3 or something, and the amount of effort I had to go to just to get a servlet to work. It was literally like debugging the app server to get a servlet to work.
Why did you need the app server for the servlet?
Well, because this is the days. Well, was it
Oh, it was like
top
was
yeah,
it EJB?
yeah, it was EJB.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have
So
been.
I was doing servlets and EJBs in the same app server,
Okay, okay. I see.
but it was
Ah.
just complicated to get it all to work.
Super complicated. I mean, it's not pleasant to make JavaScript and JSON work today either, but it's certainly on far side easier than sending serialized classes over a
Yeah.
network boundary and with
Yeah.
RMI. Yeah, that was a level unto its own, and the security quandary,
Right.
the quagmire of I send this serialized Java object, it's probably
Oh.
fine, right? Like,
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah.
what could go wrong? Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong with serialization? Here's things actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Serialization is one of those things that I guess when they go, if you could go back in time and go, what would you leave out from Java?
Oh yeah.
Serialization is probably number
Easy.
one.
And that would also foreclose upon RMI and EJP,
Yep.
all of which are best left in the dustbin of history, right? Like
I guess finalization is the other thing that people will probably go, yeah, we didn't need that.
at least they're trying to
Yeah.
deprecate.
They're
They're gonna
yeah.
finalize.
That's right. They finally deprecated finally.
Yeah. So yeah,
Finalization, not finally.
yeah, absolutely amazing experience. So okay,
I guess they tried to deprecate it, and finally they did.
I'm all about. But the other thing I would get rid of, and this is controversial. Hot take here. Hot take. Checked exceptions. I don't need them. I don't want. I would hate
Yeah,
them to be
this
gone.
was a discussion that we were having earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. That
So
was,
checked exceptions become unchecked exceptions.
please,
Yeah.
please don't make me deal with them in every Lambda. I don't care. It makes my code look ugly. And it's to the point, the whole point of a Lambda is like, it's just a little dose, a raindrop of code that it's interstitched in this functional pipeline. But if I have to add more than a line or two for every little thing, because there's an exception involved somewhere,
Yeah.
then it no longer becomes this quaint, cute little
Yeah.
pipeline. It becomes
Yeah.
this program inside of somebody else's context. I don't
Yeah,
want
you end up doing lots of method references and,
yeah.
and handling it inside a method and
Have it static.
Yeah.
Just so that I can do the exception handling in a proper method, right? And we talked about Lombok. I love sneaky throws.
Yeah.
See, it's sneak. I mean, I used to use Lombok for data and all that stuff. No need. It's those days are gone. But sneaky throws, please just extract that out. Give me that one little tiny little annotation processor that takes like 1 kilobyte of code.
Yeah.
1 KB. That'll be fine. Okay. So all that to say, Java's come a long way. So have we. Amazing times.
Yep.
What are you doing now? Like, why are you here instead of at home relaxing?
So so we're here. We have a stand, which you just about.
I got the
The camera.
policy approving. I'm gonna. Can I do that? I don't want to do it.
Okay,
Landscape.
we won't worry about it.
This
Yeah,
is a great, huge booth.
Yeah.
Huge. Azul.
So we are.
Oh, that's
There we go. Yeah.
good.
So we're back. So we are sponsoring because Devoxx is the premier event,
Yeah.
certainly in Europe,
Sure.
not the world.
I think so the question now is when we talk about Devoxx, I think next year they're going to have 2 floors for Devoxx France,
Right.
and that'll be the center of gravity, right?
Yeah. Because that's a big one.
Big
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
And this is huge. I mean, Devoxx, for people who don't know, it's been here in the same
Venue.
theater, the same venue for ever.
Yes.
Right.
So for like over 20 years.
Right.
This is the 20th anniversary of Devoxx.
Which is incredible. Congratulations, Devoxx. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Well done.
But yeah, so you're sponsoring because
Yep.
which company are you at now?
So I'm at Azul.
You see that? There you go. Simon Ritter at Azul. Azul, AZUL. That's not just blue.
That's right. So we do Java,
Yeah.
and I've been here for 8 years now. Like it's just like
Has
crazy.
it been 8 years already?
8 years.
Oh, because it was like 4 before the virus.
Yep.
So of course it's okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And
Alexis told me he was at Google for 10 years already.
I know. Yeah, that's the crazy thing, isn't it? Yeah. Time just flies.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Except
amazing.
time between paychecks. That
Right.
doesn't fly by.
No, it's agonizing.
But anyway, yeah. So we're doing Java. So what we're trying to do is we're a bit like Sun.
Yeah.
We kind of come up with some crazy ideas about how you can use Java and different things that you can do with Java.
Right.
So we've got some, the talk I did at lunchtime, which is it was about how to solve the warm-up problem in Java.
Right.
And it was the idea of having a look at different approaches because there really isn't one solution to everything.
Right.
And it was like, okay, so we can
There's
just
not.
no. So graph native images. Lots of people go, well, that's a great way of solving warm-up time.
Right.
Because you just run native code.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, which is great. But and I know the GraalVM team will not like me for saying this, but the ultimate level of performance you get with GraalVM compiled code and statically compiled code is not going to be the same that you get with JIT compiled code.
Okay.
Because you can do things called speculative optimization
in
JIT compiled code that you can't do in ahead of time compiled code.
Right.
With profile guided optimization, still not quite as good. But the other thing, so that's one approach. Very good for things like ephemeral microservices, AWS Lambdas, stuff like that. Really good for that. But then we've got other ideas around.
Cold starts are an issue in every context. Even if you're just doing a regular long-lived process, the faster I'm up, the faster I can not worry about that customer clicking away. Yeah.
So we've got other ideas. So we did a thing called Ready Now, which is actually one of the sort of ideas that Project Leiden has taken on board.
So is that how you pronounce it? That's a big problem. Leiden. Not Leiden.
Yes, not Leiden.
Okay, Leiden. Let's do this. Leiden.
So this is one of the ideas they took on, which is really to run your application, let it warm up, and then take a profile of the JIT compilation.
Right.
So it's more than just like taking a copy of the code. You take a list of all the classes that are loaded, all the classes initialized, and the profiling data, and most importantly, all the de-optimizations that occurred, so you can learn from your mistakes. When you start the application up again, you can immediately load classes, initialize classes, compile code if you need to.
Skip straight to
So when you enter main, you've got like fully warmed up JIT compiled code.
I see.
So that's really good. So that's always one problem if you just want to do that. But the other thing we came out with more recently is Java on CRaC.
Right.
Great name.
I have questions. Let's talk about CRaC. Go ahead.
Yeah.
By the way, this is not when you say recently. I had Gil,
Yeah.
Your CTO, and another. You two, by the way, are two of my favorite. If I want somebody to talk to me about the bowels of the JVM, there are very few people. You, and I hold you in the best of company. You, Dr. Kaboots, Kirk Pepperdine. Just there are very few people on the planet I trust more with the nuances of the machine. Anyway.
I'd say Gil is an order of magnitude above me on understanding how it works internally. But anyway, CRaC is all about like taking a snapshot of a running application, and then restarting it from the exact same point. So you're not just getting compiled code; you're getting all your state in terms of heap, stack, where your application is at any given point, and then restarting it from exactly that point. But that doesn't work if you just say, right, let's just freeze the application and then restart it, because all sorts of things, like if you've got open file descriptors, if you've got open network connections, you got to try and restart it.
You got to
an hour later.
State, right?
Yeah, it all goes stale, and So what we do with CRaC is coordinate it. So the application knows it's being checkpointed, it knows it's being restored. It can close those network connections, it can close those files. When it restarts, it can go, right, do a checksum, did the file change? Do I need to do something with that?
Right.
Open the file again, recreate the network connection, and continue from where you go. And we've done a couple of like kind of examples of this, and that shows that like with the Spring Boot application,
right? I saw that.
And time to first transaction with the application we wrote with the machine we ran it on was about 4 seconds.
What?
And when we did it with a CRaC restore, 40 milliseconds. So at the exact same point, 40 milliseconds.
Wow.
2 orders of magnitude faster.
Okay, phenomenal. And that's just, that's, you're not even on a particularly hefty machine, nothing like a server machine either. Imagine. And that's you probably took a fully loaded Spring Boot app.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, imagine the context of like you're running on Lambda or something. They have Snap Start there.
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly what AWS have done with Snap Start.
Right.
It's the same approach. So they use the same API that we create.
Right.
They've got a slightly different implementation underneath in terms of how they do it, but same idea. So you take a snapshot of the Lambda so that you get that instant start.
Right. Super quick. And
snap my fingers.
And in that situation, you're not going to have the fully loaded Spring Boot app with everything.
Yeah.
It's going to be a context. It's going to be the what's required to support a Lambda. That's it.
Yeah.
So that'll be even faster.
Yeah.
Much faster. So, okay. Back to the original question, which is, you mentioned Leiden.
Yep.
Did I pronounce it right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm no expert.
How do you? And by the way, just for the since you're on camera,
okay.
how do I pronounce that one? Or whatever that sauce.
Worcester.
Yeah, sure.
Worcester sauce.
That's not right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
oh, yeah. You got it wrong.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a thing here, right? A little detour.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, you're right. So Worcester
Sure.
which is how I pronounce it.
Uh-huh.
It looks like Worcestershire,
Yeah. Yes.
but it's actually Worcester. So it's Worcester. Okay. So the only thing I would say to you is, how do you pronounce Arkansas? Or Arkansas? How do you spell Arkansas?
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Which I always say ironically, but it should be the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
So it's not
fair
just us.
point. Well, I mean, really, like Eddie Izzard said, you're cheating at Scrabble. It's not fair. Cheating at Scrabble. All those extra U's. Okay. So all that. Go back to where we were. Hi, buddy. That's okay if you want to join. I don't care. So Leiden.
Yep.
CRaC.
Yep.
Is there a convergence point? Is one a mirror of the other? Or what is the what's the story there?
So at the moment, Leiden as a project is trying to take a bigger sort of approach.
Yeah.
They've come up with a more sort of architectural look at it in terms of what they call condensers.
Yeah.
And
CRaC be a
yes, you see that's the whole point. So condensers are ways of manipulating an application
yeah.
so that you can change the way that it starts up and its performance profile in terms of starting up. So different condensers can be used for different situations. So this kind of comes back to what I was saying, is that there isn't one recipe that fits every situation.
Right.
So Leiden is more about, so what are the different approaches we can take and create those as condensers, so you can convert an application from one form to another, whether it's bytecodes into native code
Okay.
directly, or whether it's using something like Ready Now, where you're taking a profile of the JIT when you've got a warmed up application and then reusing that
Right.
when you restart the application, or CRaC, where you're taking the whole snapshot. These are different ways of condensing the code. So yeah. Leiden has some interesting ideas.
I agree. And so that stuff is, so CRaC right now is more available. Like if I wanted to, so it works on Java, it works on CRaU.
Yes. So it only runs on Linux.
Linux. But I can use Azul's
yes
OpenJDK ++ distribution.
Yeah. So there are builds of Zulu for both 17 and 21 now.
ZULU is the build from Azul.
Yep.
Okay, and it's an OpenJDK for Java 21.
Exactly. So it's fully conforms to the specification, but it implements CRaC. So you can download it. It's free. It's just a build of OpenJDK with our stuff in it. Play around with it, try it out, see what you think of it.
Is there so what's the scale? How do you make money? Like what's
we make money by providing support.
Okay.
So support around OpenJDK, so Zulu, and then we also have our high performance JVM Prime, which is about lower latency from garbage collection, higher throughput from different JIT compilation, plus Ready Now and stuff like that.
That's amazing. So the Zulu, I can use that for free at in production.
Yeah. You can
no
use
matter what scale.
Yep, absolutely.
But if I want support, then I need to start
exactly,
which is fair.
Yeah,
more than fair.
It's like the Linux model,
Yeah.
So you got Red Hat, sure, you can use Linux for free, or you can pay Red Hat for support.
Which again, fair. Yeah, like a good deal. Okay. So Zulu, and you got the Prime, PRIME.
Yes.
Okay, like Prime the pump.
Yeah.
The Java pump. Okay, so you can do that today. I think we're gonna have some support in Spring Boot, I've been told.
Yes.
A little bit. Spring Boot 6.1, Spring Framework 6.1, Spring Boot 3.2, I guess, is when I think that's happening. I could be wrong.
Yes.
You might have heard more than I did.
Yeah, I know that Garrett's been talking to the Spring people about
right. Yeah. And we're excited about that. I think Jurgen might have said something about it as well.
Yep.
So yeah, that's exciting. That means if you're running on Zulu on Linux, which why not? Linux is what most people are using. You might as well switch to Zulu.
Yep.
You can benefit from that.
Exactly.
And the component model, the CRaC programming model, is there, and it's already of use in, like we said, the contexts like Snapstart, and Amazon. Leiden is Leiden is down the road.
Yes.
A bit.
Yes.
Okay. So just want to separate those things again, disentangle them again.
Yeah. So what we have in terms of CRaC is ready to go. You can download it now. You can run it. You can try it out. It's production ready.
I like production ready.
Yeah.
I like production.
We will support it.
Okay.
If you want to. Leiden is still a work in progress. They published some ideas and stuff like that, but we're a bit, further down the road.
Amazing. My friend, as usual, a pleasure talking to you.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure.
I think they
session come out of session, so we're getting a bit busy here.
Yep. We're going to have to go. Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you, my friend.
Cool.